every few years I do a video on trademark scams, and it appears I have to do another one because there's some more trademark scams that have been developing lately. So first, let me start by going over the old trademark scams. The first of these is when a foreign trademark attorney will contact you and say that they have a client who wants to register your name in their country, and they wonder if you'd like to contest this ruling and perhaps hire them so that they can file that same trademark name for you instead of for the client. Well, the first thing is, if you're an attorney, there's something called a conflict of interest, so you probably shouldn't be representing somebody who wants to file your trademark name and represent you at the same time and decide which one of you wins. That's kind of something for the courts and the judges to decide. But anyway, when you do a little looking at who these people are, it's usually a low-level kind of a bottom scavenger type attorney, and the client who is thinking about trying to register your name in their country is probably one of these internet-only companies. You can look them up, and they've got a web page that says they sell a bunch of products, and there's nothing more than that. So it's basically a bottom-feeding foreign attorney who set up a web page for this imaginary client, and they're just trying to get you to register a trademark through them. Now, do you need a foreign trademark? Well, sometimes it's good to have them, sometimes it isn't. If you're Bill Gates and Microsoft, you probably want that foreign Microsoft trademark in all the countries around the world. If you're a surfboard manufacturer in South Carolina and you never sell any surfboards outside of South Carolina, and you've got a trademark in the US, you probably don't need a trademark in Mongolia or the Central African Republic because they're landlocked. There's no waves there. And it's probably really not going to bother you that much if somebody gets a trademark on your name in Vietnam, because again, the trademark gives you the right to keep people from selling that brand of surfboard into the United States. If they want to make them and sell them in Vietnam, who cares? So anyway, that's kind of the old trademark scam that we've been dealing with for years. The second scam is the international trademark scam. And here you'll get a letter that congratulates you on your U.S. trademark and offers to get you an international trademark for $1,500 or $2,500. This sounds like a pretty good deal. I mean, if you can just piggyback an entire worldwide trademark on the back of your U.S. trademark for $2,000, it sounds like a pretty good deal. The only problem is I've been an intellectual property attorney for over 25 years now. I've never seen this international worldwide trademark, just like I've never seen the international worldwide patent that some scammers offer. So it doesn't exist. And usually if you start reading between the lines on this international trademark, and you read through the English that's usually terrible English on the back of the letter you get, or if you read through the email they send you, they're really offering you the international publication of your trademark, which isn't the same as an international trademark. And they got the information for this international publication of your trademark from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, which is an internationally visible publication of your trademark. So, it's already been internationally published. So whatever benefit you get from that, it's already been done. You don't need to pay these clowns some money to put your name in a book and sell the book to people, because your trademark's already been internationally published. Now, I actually played along with some of these guys once because they were asking me about one of my own trademarks, and it turns out that they actually put out this book with all these suckers who've given them money to have their trademarks published. And I don't know, I mean, they're usually from small countries in Europe where they probably print 20 of these books and throw 10, like, if they're in Andorra, they throw 10 over the border wall to France, another 10 over the border wall to Spain, and they say, well, we've internationally published your trademark. But these are just a scam. Now, there's no such thing as a worldwide trademark or a worldwide patent for that matter. Okay, more recently, we've been getting, a lot of our clients have been getting scams about trademark expiration. Now, when you get a trademark, you have to pay a renewal fee between the 5th and 6th year, And then you have to pay the next renewal fee at year 9, 19, 29, 39, 49, etc. And you can't pay the fee, the renewal fee, until 5 years is up. And so what these companies are doing, they're sending you these scare tactic emails that say that your trademark is going to expire like a year before you can even begin to pay the renewal fee. And what they're doing is they're hoping to scam, a couple $1,000 out of you. And then by the time your trademark's actually ready to be renewed, the company's probably not going to be in existence anymore. So with these things, unless it's from the USPTO.gov, it's not an official U.S. Patent and Trademark Office notice. And they send those notices to the attorney of record. And if the client has his or her email, they may send it to the client as well, but it's going to be from USPTO.gov. And again, anyone telling you your trademark is going to expire, unless it's coming from your attorney of record or from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, it's a scam. They're just trying to get money out of you. And again, if you give them the money, I don't know how many of these companies are actually going to renew your trademark for you. They may just, say, hey, thanks for the money. If you want to come over to our country and try to get the money out of us, you're welcome to do it. But so anyway, the frantic warnings of your trademark is going to expire. These are scams. You don't need to worry about that. And if you're really concerned, you can look up your trademark on the USPTO website, look under maintenance fees, you can see when the fees are due. And again, you get these scam emails and scam letters usually at least a year before the window to pay the renewal fee even arises. All right, so now we get to the most recent scam, and this has been going on for the last month or two. And these are trademark revival companies. And what they'll do is they'll find somebody who's let a trademark go abandoned. And this happens quite often. Either, you filed an application that never had a chance to go through because it was merely descriptive. So again, if you're a surfboard company in South Carolina and you call yourself South Carolina Surfboards, that's a pretty descriptive name. You may not get it from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, or you may get a name and stop using it in commerce, so you decide to let it go. Anyway, these scammers find abandoned trademarks, either abandoned because you didn't respond to an office action or abandoned because you didn't pay the maintenance fees. And what they tell you is that, and they always say another company is applying for this trademark. And first of all, how do you know that? I mean, you can get on the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and look, and you can see who else has applied for the trademark. But they'll say somebody else wants your trademark. Would you like to revive your trademark and try to make some money off it? First of all, they're not. There are two types of these companies. The first are they pretend to be law firms, and the second one pretends to be a branch of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. But the first thing is, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, they're not going to notify you that somebody else is filing for a trademark that you've let go abandoned. That's not their job. And if you're a law firm, again, you can't represent somebody who wants your name and you at the same time. It'd be kind of like, if some guy's busted for drugs and he's hauled into court, it'd be like having the prosecuting attorney and the public defender be the same person. It's like, well, sir, you were found with drugs on your possession. Is that not true? And then at the same time say, but you may have been sleepwalking and somebody may have slipped the drugs into your pocket. Is that not true too? You go behind a judge and a jury, you try to argue both sides of the case, it's going to be hopeless. Well, it's the same thing with somebody saying, well, somebody's approached us about filing a trademark on your name, but at the same time, we could revive your trademark and we could get that trademark back for you. It doesn't work that way. So again, we just got an email on one of these issues. So I'm just going to read this to you because you're not going to believe it. So it says it's from the USPTO at colsonmartinllc@gmail.com. Okay, so it's from the USPTO, but it also appears to be from a law firm who doesn't have their own IRL. They have they use Gmail, So okay, that's your first. That's your first notice. Okay, then we start reading that. This is Donald Norman from the USPTO Assistance Center. Okay, my guess is if you look for a Donald Norman, there's no Donald Norman working for the USPTO, and that I don't think they've got an assistance center that goes off and writes people. You can call them if you'd like, but yeah, this isn't going to happen. And so then they notify you that your trademark has been abandoned. As a result, another party is now applying for the same name. Well, how do you know that? Unless they're applying through you. And say, as a courtesy, the USPTO is inviting you to contest this claim. Yeah, right. Okay, that's not going to happen. But we can reject the conflicting party's objection, allowing you to retain rights to the mark. Well, the other party doesn't have an objection. You said they've got a trademark application, and if you're from the USPTO, are you really in the business of notifying people that somebody's filed an application with you, but you're going to suggest that they contest this, and you can do all this through the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office? Not going to happen, dude. And then you've got an email that you can write at the USPTOassistance.com. Okay, unless it's .gov at it, this is a total scam. So anyway, this one's just popped up. And they're doing it through letters and emails. And actually, I got on the phone with this scammer yesterday because they were dumb enough to think that a client of mine who'd let a trademark go abandoned 10 years ago because they weren't using it, they thought I was the owner. So they're not even smart enough to be able to look at a USPTO record and figure that the attorney of record is not the owner of the trademark. So anyway, they called me up and asked me if I wanted to revive my trademark. So I just started. I just played this for as long as I could. So I asked them, "Are you who is this?" They go, "Well, we're the USPTO." And I said, "Oh, you're the USPTO? Wow. What's your .gov address?" Well, actually, we're affiliated with the USPTO. Oh, how are you affiliated? Are you a law firm? They go, "Yeah, we're a law firm." And so I said, "Oh, what's your website?" And they gave me their website. I look, and all they had was a couple of these really clowny looking paralegal type guys with paralegal as their name. So I said, "Wait, do you have any lawyers there?" Well, yeah, because you just said you're a law firm. If you're a law firm, do you have any lawyers, or you're just paralegals? Because that'd be more of a legal support firm, not a law firm, wouldn't it be? And anyway, so I ended up talking to this guy who was legal team senior IP paralegal and a litigation officer at the USPTO Assistance Center. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, then he got tired of me. He passed me on to his supervisor, and then I talked to his supervisor, and I tried to pin him down on are you really part of the USPTO, or are you lawyers, or are you guys just a scammer? And anyway, then this went on for about 5 minutes, and he ended up saying, "Well, it doesn't seem like you're very serious about reviving this trademark." I just started busting up, and then he hung up on me. So anyway, my feelings were hurt. Well, not exactly, but so this is the latest scam. Is, do you want to revive your trademark? We're either the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office or a law firm that's affiliated with it, or maybe the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office is a law firm that can represent two clients on different sides of a dispute or something like that. Anyway, this has just started to go out this month from what I've seen, and it's a total scam. So these are the scams to avoid, and unfortunately I'll probably have to make another one of these videos in another half year or so, because they'll have figured out another scam. So until then, unless it's either from your attorney of record or unless it's from the USPTO.gov, it's a scam.